So we've got some alts pumping today, and I thought I'd do a video discussing the crypto market update as usual. And I'm going to go through some altcoins. I'm going to talk about USDT and its dominance at the moment, along with Bitcoin dominance, and just advise you guys right off the bat to be a little bit careful. I know the market is turning. No, I don't think the low is in, but let's look at some charts. Let's try and make sense of it all, and let's see what we can do to try and forecast the future. But as always, I really try and make this a point of emphasis that forecasting any financial data is incredibly tough to do. No one really knows what's happening because it's bigger than just looking at Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart. There is more macroeconomic events happening at the moment that not even politicians and some of the smartest people with the smartest algorithms who spend billions of dollars in this stuff even know what's happening. So we'll do our best with forecasting, but let's just try and draw up scenarios just so we can see what we can do as investors to see where the market will go and what we can do if it goes up or if it goes down. So let's start off with USDT. If you've been watching my channel, you know how much I look at the USDT Dominance channel. Why do I look at the Dominance channel? It's simple. You really want to see how your cryptocurrency is going. USDT shows how much money is flowing into altcoins and out of altcoins. It's sort of like Bitcoin dominance, but even better. So this basically shows you, much like Bitcoin dominance, if the uptrend is happening with USDT, then of course the money is flowing out of alts into USDT. If USDT is down, that means money is flowing out of USDT into alts. The first thing I really want to point out, and again, forecasting is very, very tough, but you can see in a big macro picture, USDT dominance has gone up. What does this tell you? It should tell you that the fact that USDT dominance is going up while crypto is still going up from previous months is that more people are into cryptocurrency. More people are doing it. So you can see that if I zoom in right in, and you can see just in basically June 18th was the high at 9.4%. Of course, alts did bleed that day, but that doesn't mean that crypto is all gone and people are leaving crypto. It doesn't mean it. Look at the dominance, guys. More people are on Tether and they're exchanging using Tether than ever before. And Tether is the biggest stable coin, followed behind USDC. So what you're really looking to see is that people are coming into crypto, they're sitting on the sidelines, they're trying to get good deals. Crypto is not dying, it's not going away. If anything, it's going to come back stronger and harder, and you can see that with the USDT dominance coming at all-time highs at around 8% and previously at 9.5%. Now, I've drawn my trend going from the low in April up until now. You can see perfect support coming for USDT on the trend, and you can see bouncing off it at the moment. We are waiting for this to go down and potentially find some support here at the yellow area of the 50% mark coming at 6.62%. So hopefully we break this trend. Remember, it's the opposite. So we want this to go down. Any sort of down bar represents money going usually into altcoins or Bitcoin, but generally in altcoins. So we've still got some room, and that means the alts can be ready for a bit of a run. If you've watched my previous videos, you know how much I talk about just maybe a couple days after June 30th. That's going to be if America announces if they're in a technical recession or not. Be a little bit careful. Don't just wait for the date. Of course, in cryptocurrency, these things typically price themselves in before the actual announcement. So I do expect in the coming days, maybe another week or so, that we will start seeing some volatility come into the market. And by that, I mean probably things going down, just starting to price in for that recession. Once the recession comes, then we'll probably get another tank. If we get an announcement that America is not in a recession and they have technically avoided a recession, that means their GDP did not go into negative for that quarter, then you will obviously see a rally. But I still expect there to be a rally and then another dump. The market still needs more pain, unfortunately, because the stock market has just experienced their pain. And we know that the NASDAQ and the crypto market is generally correlated. And if you look at the NASDAQ, you will see that there is still more pain to be had there. So here's the NASDAQ. You can see on the NASDAQ, we bounced off 50% perfectly at the 143 mark. That was right here and here. What has me worried though is the S&P 500. So you can see we are still a little bit away from our 50% at around another roughly 5%. So I do expect there to be a little bit more pain, unfortunately, but I think we are definitely nearing the end of it. Doesn't mean alts are going to start roaring and bull market is on. You'll get that sort of the end of the war, so to speak, where there's just a lot of fog and crap there. You're just waiting for it to all boil over. Low volume, very sideways accumulation, boring, dull, perfect time to start dollar cost averaging. If we have a look at Bitcoin dominance, you can see we are near the 50% target. Again, much like the USDT chart, you want this to be down. Bitcoin dominance, I'm sure as you're aware, Bitcoin dominance down means altcoins are going to perform well. And you can see just in the last couple of days, it basically fell off a cliff. Perfect double top playing out at the high from around August 2nd, 2021. And you can see the downtrend in the consecutive days, heavy downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days down marks the end of the turn. perfect support at the 50%. Remember, this is Bitcoin dominance. We want this to go down. So the fact that it found support at 50% is bad news. Perfect bounce off the 100-day moving average. You'll see this throughout my channel. I talk about the 100-day moving average because I found it to be actually quite good, surprisingly. And then of course, perfect support found there, and the last 2 days we've been bouncing above it. Perfect support at the trend. So I do expect BTC dominance to rise, which means alts will bleed. So we're still having a very uncertain time overall in the market where it's going to go. It's not to say trades can't be had. So let's have a look at some altcoins. This is not financial advice. It doesn't mean go out and buy these. These are going to do well. It's just showing some of the best altcoins that I've been able to see throughout this run. My favorite one, actually, one of my favorites is actually Chainlink. If we have a look at Chainlink, you will see that Chainlink has been able to find very solid ground. And in the last couple of days, it's been doing very, very well. First thing to note, there's your May 12th support. May 12th was the last crypto dump, that when things really dumped really heavily well. It's still finding support at that level. And this is why I say always think about your risk before you go into it. And this is why I love the charts. Fundamentals can't tell me what the price is at that May 12th low. And then you put your order in, you scoop some up, and you would have been handsomely rewarded for that. So you would have been already up about, close to 40%. Perfect resistance, once again, at the 50%. Look at that, bang on, 50% rejection. That's not to say it's weak. It just means you want to start looking at this market and looking at Chainlink. Should it go above its 50% target, then you might start getting to that high that we had in about June 9th. And again, let's use our ruler up from there, about another 30-ish percent, 25 to 30%, depending on your risk tolerance. And that could be a very, very attractive buy. No, it doesn't mean Chainlink's going to be a bull for the next bull run season or whatever it is. No, it doesn't mean anything about it all. This is just a trader's market. This is just time to start looking at trades, make your quick, easy 10, 15, 30% at most. Maybe you're using leverage, maybe you're not, but it's just something to do. Just look at the charts and see what's strong, because should the next bull run start, you'll be able to quickly see which altcoins, oh, hang on a minute, Chainlink's actually found support at the May 12th low while other ones are pulling back, and we're in a bull market. And that would lead you to believe that Chainlink is going to be a very strong bull for the next bull run. If it was happening right now, I'm just trying to give you some suggestions just to look at a chart. Even if you're not going to buy it, just keep an eye on it. Have a look, see where it goes in the coming days. Of course, it could be rejected, the 50%, and get knocked back down, at which point you may want to go short. So the 50% is just a very, very, very damn good trend line to have a look at. The next one up I'm going to actually look at is Fantom. Fantom, even though it's fallen so bad from its all-time high, and really is a very hard lesson, I think, for people who are new to cryptocurrency, that alts can bleed. There was a time where I thought Fantom could not go down, but if you look at it now, it is down roughly 90% from that high they put in early January or mid-January. They're back down. You would have lost a lot of money on this one, but what I love about this crypto is it has really nice chunky volume. If you know my channel, you know how much I talk about volume. You need volume. If you've held onto your cryptocurrency and you're like, I'm holding onto my crypto and nothing's happening, it's not going up, it's not going down, it's because there's no volume. You need the energy in the market. So looking at volume is one of the first things I do when I look at a chart. I need to see the volume, and you can see the white line, and you can see it's pretty much consistently above the white line. So that means there's some volatility happening in the market. And if you look right in, you'll see the 50%, and you can see perfect bounce off the 50%, immediately getting bought back up. Extremely high volume, looking like it's going to happen as well in the coming days. And there's your 50% at 38 cents coming in just above it here. And that should be another area there. So should it get to that point, well, you've got another juicy 30 to 40% increase from where it is now. It is a very attractive buy at the moment with Fantom. So there are some very, very good altcoins there. There's some other ones that look a little bit exhausted in that they've already done massive moves. It's not to say they can't keep going, they can. But one of the ones that I was really looking at earlier today is actually Tornado. This one has really come out of the gates roaring. You can see a very, very, very strong close. Look at that. The price just keeps going up past its fib retracement that I've already put. You can already see 22 above in the day. And this was just looking primed and ready because you could see the volume really start coming into the market and the energy bursting past 50%. That is a sign of strength. Like I said, it might have exhausted itself because it's 22% up. So maybe you want to get on the pullback. Maybe you will have another run. But it's just something to look at if you're looking at charts and on the hourly and you have access to your computer. This is one of the ones to look into because you could have nabbed it at the 50% and kept going. You're just looking for a breakout. You're looking to capture the breakout as quickly as possible. Enter it, stop loss underneath the breakout. Test your luck, see where you go. Of course, can get stopped out, might not. That's the name of the game. And the last one I'm going to actually just have a look at is actually MAITC. Now, this is another one that got hit really, really hard. This was the best layer 2 in the world on the Ethereum network. And I mean, really got hit absolutely hard, down about roughly 85% roughly from where it is at the moment. And you can see finally some energy coming into this market. Nice big chunky volume bars, which is exactly what you want. And let's have a look at a nice 50%. There it is. And again, it's early. It's just something I'm looking into. And you can see there's your 50%, closes right on it, closes above it, and now you're ready for the next leg up. Volume already increasing. You can see that this is probably due for a breakout very, very soon. Remember, it's forecasting, guys, and forecasting financials is incredibly difficult. So always have your stop losses in place. I wouldn't want to see it breaking past this 50% level. So my stop loss personally would probably be somewhere around there, around that 37-cent mark. And I would be happy just to exit the market. But I really want to see a pullback. I love pullbacks at the 50% because they're normally quite accurate. If it shows strength, it will bounce off of it and keep going up. If it shows weakness, it will go down, at which point you can potentially even short. But of course, let's have a look at the king Bitcoin and see how it's going. So of course, the talk was Bitcoin broke 20K, dipped below it, and there it was there. And I did say in my last video that Bitcoin will probably break 20K just to cause mass fear in the market. Like, oh my God, it's past all-time high, and that will get the news talking. And if you have Facebook, I'm sure that you'll see on the news, people are talking about how low cryptocurrency is. This is the beauty of it. This is how you know the low is in, because the media is talking about it. People are fearful. They know Bitcoin's cheap. They're too scared to buy it. They think it's a scam. They start turning on it. This is how you know the low is almost in. The sentiment is just so dark and dreary and terrible. It's not to say it can't break this level. It can, but in terms of sentiment, in terms of volume, it seems like the low might be in, because you can see we haven't had volume this big and this consistent for quite some time. We sort of had it in early May, or yeah, roughly the second week of May, but we haven't had volume this big since roughly 20th of May when the last crash happened. So it looks like some support is coming to the market now. Finally, things will get a little bit choppy. We might not get that hammer down. So I don't think we're breaking 15K. I don't see it happening. I think 15K might be roughly the give or take the bottom. If we do get another leg down. So again, it's hard to forecast these things, but from where it is at the moment, Bitcoin is in a good position, support found, volume kicking in. But like I said, you will see a very long, drawn out sideways market bouncing between this mark for a few months, scaring the market, 20K, 17K, 22K, 18K, and so forth, until the news stops talking about it, until people have lost interest, it's too risky. And at that point, the whales have accumulated enough Bitcoin and they're ready for the next bounce. Retailers will be completely oblivious to it until it starts going past around 40K. So if you're still watching my video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will start reviewing altcoins. So my next one's going to be Aave and Arweave, requested by one of my subscribers. So I will cover that in my next video. Make sure you subscribe for that. If you want me to review your altcoin, leave a comment down in the section below. Remember, I will be honest about it. I'm not just saying every altcoin is awesome. It's doing something no other cryptocurrency has done. This is amazing. I'm not going to be doing that or saying that at the moment, unless I see it on a chart. And the charts are looking, 20, 30% returns, not 100 or 200. So if you can live with my feedback, leave a comment in the comment section below. Some choppiness to be had. Charts look a little bit uncertain. Everything must have a stop loss in it, but I think we've got a few days of green, but it looks like that will be moved back into USDT once we start getting closer to that June 30th mark. So really circle that date, see how the market reacts a few days before that, because it's going to be a big day that people are waiting around for that week or two. Until then, everyone, stay safe out there. I will catch you on the next video.